I'm in the process of spot leveling a couple of frets. A little, mostly at the end, that seem to have came up after I did the entire fretboard leveling. So I'm just going after them one at a time. While I was working on the nut, which is there, I ended up with a few issues, so I thought, okay, well, let me fix this first, because it's going to affect the action. And my high E string actually went dead on me. So I'm just going after these high spots individually. Surgical approach. I did tap them down with the persuader, but this one I was lucky. Most of it stayed. This end was a little bit balky and did not want to go down. So that's what it needed. Stand by, I gotta make some noise with this. I just got a WhatsApp from J-Man offering me a neck that he took off of something, and he didn't know. Of course, nobody knows at the time I'm doing this that I already bought this neck. Okay, turned out perfect. I see I could have just did a little bit more of steel wool on the fret adjacent. I've been using the vacuum to suck up all the little fibers, like this. Some of them are getting a little bit of scratchiness with my overzealousness. Okay, there's one more right here. It's just at the lower or the higher end, whichever way you want to look at it. That noise is my air conditioner going off again. It could use a little persuading. Okay, so it's better down here than it is there. I could mark it probably just beside the dot there, down to the end, but more prominently there at the end. Now as I get down here, it tends to hold the strings right on top of my pickguard. Alright, I'm going to change out all my tape. We're just doing it freehand. Kind of like that. And then just trim it along that fret. And the other side, can use this piece right there. And since it's narrower, it needs to have a trim. comes off just like that. So now that I'm right up at the body, gotta be a little bit more careful with the movement of things. And because I'm up here, I'm going to have a couple extra pieces there on both sides while I'm working with the sanding blocks. Now, it doesn't really need a lot, so I think I'm going to try to go with the 800 and just give it a little bit of a go. Yeah, so I've got to be really careful here. We're going to put extra towel. Just like that. I really hope that this is going to do the frets completely at this point. Got a little bit of a sharp end on this one here. Had to take down some more meat on fret 1 before I finished working on the nut. So I need this flat. Okay, let me work on the edge first. It needs more there. So I'm going with a very fine. It's 800. Not to make too deep a groove. Want it to be smoother, which allows me to recrown it very easily if the grooves are not very deep. Okay, let's peel it back and see what we got. Stay. See how much more, how much less. It wasn't really that much down there. Oh, got it. Just that. That's all it took. Just enough to be problematic. Alright, so that was 800. So with my sandpapers, I have an 800 here somewhere. And that's a 12. That's something else. It's my 800 gone. You know, every time I turn the camera on, I lose something. Oh, there they are, hiding over there. Okay, there's the 8. It's because I put that on there. Okay, I'm okay with that now, I guess. It's just using my little rubber. Now, because that was an 8, just let me smooth it out with the sandpaper first, right along where I scraped it. Okay, that makes it smooth. And now this will just round the edges. And try to grab it all with the vacuum. And sometimes you got to be extra careful with those pickups that they're not just sucking up some of those fibers. Alright, well, I'm going to put that away. I'm going to put that away. I'm going to put that over there. And I need this. We're going to check it. And still there's a tiny little bit in the middle. Let's see if I can do with this. Let's see, just a tap. A love tap. Hopefully it'll stay down. Check the next one. Okay, check the other side. Okay, they're all doing good. So it's going to be back to the nut. the nut's too high, and I'm working on getting it down. I think the base side is good. Oh yeah, I said I had a problem here, eh? Let me see if I can do something with the triangle file for that. Okay, and I did have my, yeah, here. I had this out just to give it a general cleaning after doing all that. After doing all that. Throw some of these things in the bag. And some away. I was wondering if I might have to shim this neck up a little bit, but so far I'm not going to worry about that because I have to work on this nut more than worrying about the shimming at this time. Alright, let's get some tension. Now that that's done, I go back and look at the action of the strings, which at this point probably need to go back up. Yeah, a little bit. And that's going to raise the strings over the first fret again a tiny bit. Give it a twist and a twist. Okay. Not much. Okay. Okay. Again, just about what I expected it would do once I worked on the nut. It's a nice day out today. Good temperatures. Air conditioner is running more often. Make sure those saddles are flat. I can't see with that one. The thin strings are so thin, I can't see where it is on the... Okay, it's right on 3. Where I wanted it. Okay, good. The B has to go up. How's that? Good. Ooh, the E has to go up a lot. That means I might have to do more work at the nut. once this goes up as high as it needs to. I might just need to touch the nut a little bit more. Hope not. Alright, so those are my standard settings. J-Man tells me that with a 9.5 I might not be able to work with my standard settings because of the curvature. The truss rod is okay, right where it should be. Guess I'm going to have to touch these up again. They're better than they were, but I just didn't get them the way I want them. Alright, let's check tuning in this position. Close enough. Of course, they're all going to be sharp because I raised the saddles. Also haven't done the intonation. That'll be next or last once I get everything adjusted properly. A, E. Okay. I guess I could give it a little bit more relief. Doesn't need much. I can feel the shape of the fretboard in my hands. I think it had a little bit of a natural back bow to it when it came in. Alright. And my G string is high again. Yeah, the top four can do a little bit more work at the nut. So I've got to twiddle back and forth between the nut and the saddles until I get first fret right. What's this one? 15, 16, 17, where it usually meets the body at on a Strat. And then readjust the intonation. That's what I'm going to do. And then we'll see if it works in the end. Oh, while I'm here, let's see if I got any hope coming that I don't have to do too much. Let me see. Still choking out. Okay, there's hope. Be back later. I wish to report that I've got it almost completely dialed in where I'd like to have it. I see this pickup's a little bit low there. It's a very loud pickup. And maybe that side down a little bit. So now I Didn't break the high E string yet. Unimaginable that thing hasn't broken. I really expected it to break by now, but it might just do it yet, because now that I've done all that, the nut is not glued in yet. I just put it in place. I cut all the slots down for the first fret. I readjusted the saddles. I readjusted the intonation. Like I thought, it only had to move a little bit here, so it only had to move a tiny little bit there, and only on about 3 of them really had to move. Um, so I've got to loosen the strings again, because now I've got to take this nut off, and I've got to go and shape the top of it a little bit here on the treble side, and shave that down, and then kind of buff it up with a very high sandpaper, like a 2000. Then I want to put a little bit of wood glue, or just school glue. I find this stuff works perfect. I mean, it's glue. It just needs a dab. Boom, hardens in place, and I mean, it wouldn't move even if I didn't glue it. But if I ever had to pull it out, or anybody ever had to pull it out, I mean, just a little tick, and it's going to come right off. So there's not a big deal there. So I do have to loosen the strings one more time, at least one more time, just to get that nut off of there and do that. And while I'm doing that, I put some tape on the back of this plate to protect the body from all the on and off that I was going through with the other neck, and a few times with this neck. Now I've got to take these screws out one more time, because the tape has, what's the word for it? I'm going to say migrated. It's not the word I think I'm looking for. So I got the green around there, and I don't want that to happen. So I got to take it off, clean it up, put it back on again, while the strings are loose. I'll go off the bench, do a little polishing with my buffing, and then I'll recheck the front. It's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Alright, off I go. Well, alright. I took it to bench 2, I buffed it, I did the detailing on it. It's really nice now. It's got a good look. Didn't put the covers on yet. The neck. This neck is way better than the other one, even though this is a 9.5 all the way. I was able to make it work after I removed the neck plate and took the tape out from underneath it. I put it back on. I needed to readjust the height again, because I tightened it harder this time than the last time. So it's in the pocket okay, sitting on its tiny little shim that you can't even tell is there. So I had to compromise with 3.5, 3.5, and I think I got this closer to a 3 and a 3 and a 3, 64ths at the 17th fret. So half a millimeter over what I normally play. Alright, let's go to the amplifier and see what it sounds like. Okay, first thing we're going to have to check is the tuning. Oh, I got a little buffing on my screw there. I wonder if that's not all the way in. Let me just check it. Yeah, just needed a touch. Foot. Let's see. Let's get my amp up. Okay, standard 65 deluxe. Lost my delay and reverbs as usual. can see what's going on down there. So with the fuzz, the mobile fuzz at my normal settings, number 4 is the overdrive Dumble version. What's the blues drive? 3. Take it down a notch. Yeah, the blues drive takes off a little bit of the grit from the Dumble. The Joyo, the volume looks a little bit high. Drive is 9. That sounds a lot like the Dumble. I take the drive off, and by off I mean minimum. It sounds a lot like the blues driver. The compressor by itself, oh, that's middle pickup, by the way. So now that I feel better, I stole this opening riff from a song called Broken Ring. I don't know if it's owned by anybody or it's AI generated, I don't know, but I found it on YouTube and I really liked it, and I decided to learn how to play it. And so we're going to test it out on the 2-bike mic No Name Strat. I'm going to show you, turn that up, no, not yet. I'm going to show you each position, bridge, middle, and neck, but I'm going to show you the bridge first with the Gilmore switch off, then the Gilmore switch on. That softens it up a bit. It's kind of like turning down the tone, but in this case, when you do that switch up, you can blend in how much of that you want. If you turn that all the way down, the switch is on, you still get the bridge. Turn it all the way up. Gives a little bit more girth, a little bit more width to it. So, alright, so let's go this way. This is the full humbucker. With the Gilmore. See how that softens it up? So that's one of the options you have on this guitar now, is to be able to put this one and this one on together, where you get the really sharpness and the really softness that happens between this part of the string and that part of the string. Alright, let's go back to regular. We're going to use that, and like I said, we're going to go here first, middle, and then neck with this opening riff from Broken Ring. I hope I can get the timing right. Okay, here we go. Well, as you can see, I screwed up the last one, and I'm gonna do a one take beanie from the basement copy, and just leave that in. So the first two were pretty good, but that kind of demonstrates, you know, the capability. Now this original pickguard and pickups from that bullfighter Strat are really good, you know. I made the SSS on the bullfighter, which were also really good with the Nico 5s, but these I was really impressed with initially when I was really wanting to go with an SSS. So I kept this, you know, exactly as it was, and I rewired this a little bit. But these pickups for that guitar, that I can't remember what it was, like 189 or something on Amazon USA, when I could go to the States and actually come back. I got it a couple of years ago. So this is a copy of Rusty's guitar, except that his is pearl white, and he doesn't have the Gilmore switch. But anyway, it's exactly how I really wanted it to be initially. I'm not sorry that the original Laurel neck on this was crap, the way they built it. I originally wanted it to come with this neck, and so since the other one was crap and I was gonna go with it anyway, I didn't have to. In the end, I spent the extra 50 bucks, 55 bucks, whatever this was, and got it in there. Let me mute the amp before I pull that out. So yes, matching cream cover on the back. The gloss work is now spectacular on this thing. It's unbelievable. The locking tuners are working out great, these Safus. This is definitely a painted on line. It's not an insert of any kind. But the truss rod works good on this thing. I've got the action unbelievably low. Look at that. It plays like a butterfly. And turned out beyond my original expectations, actually. So, if you guys made it this far in the series and this video, I want to thank you for all your support. Sorry for some of the sickness in the previous videos that I did, trying to work through it, and catch you in the next one.